Hi, everyone, and I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Lois Godot, and thank you for being here for another episode of Ask Lois, the Relatable Therapist. This is the YouTube page where I support parents in their journey to raising their children. I didn't even know how to title this because this one's about something that I read and I've seen it over and over, and it's about parents that want to stop the other bio parent from spending time with the kids if they don't pay child support or if they don't give any kind of support to the child. And so I just want to just talk about that because I think that's a conversation that needs to be talked about, needs to be addressed, and it's something that a lot of people go through with. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Hi, again, my name is Lois Godot, and thank you for listening to this YouTube video. And I read something that there was this dad that wasn't paying child support. He did absolutely nothing for the kids, and he wanted to be informed of when they were having sports or anything that they were having because he wanted to show up. And the other dad, which is the stepdad, was upset because he's like, you know what? This person does absolutely nothing to participate, nothing to help this child. And he just felt like he shouldn't be involved. Although the child wanted their dad there, the other parent felt like they shouldn't be there because they didn't do anything that really they felt added to the child's life. And so, as a stepmom and as a bio mom, and being in that situation of a co-parent with another co-parent not really being involved, I kind of I kind of could see where the person was coming from. Because when you're in the situation and you're doing everything for the children and the other parent is doing absolutely nothing, you do have that sense of, well, you know what? Why should you be involved in it? Why should you get credit for anything? Why should you be invited to the graduation? Why should you be invited to the sports, to the birthday parties or anything when you're not even helping? And so I do get that because that has happened to me. It has crossed my mind when you're constantly doing everything and the other person just wants to show up. A lot of times they call them the Disneyland dad or the Disney parent, which is they do all the fun stuff with the kids, but then all the hard stuff the other bio parent has to do. And so you do have a tendency to want to have that thought about, you know what, you don't get to see the kids. But one thing we have to remember is this is two different issues. Paying child support and supporting the child is different from being a parent for your child. Two separate issues. And some people they have an argument about that and they have two sets of thoughts about that. But truly it really is two separate issues. Because you're not paying child support, that's a court issue. Although you really wish that the parent would pay it on their own, but that's a lot of times why people have to go to court because they don't pay it on their own. So that's one issue. The other issue is the child. You're trying to do what's important for the child. And unfortunately, that other parent is that child's parent. And whether you and that other parent stay together or not, the bio parent will always be your child's parent. And so you have to think of it from that angle is that am I trying to promote a relationship? Am I trying to do everything that I can to forge this relationship? Because you don't want to be a hindrance in that relationship. You don't want your child to grow up and to be said that, well, you know what, your mom didn't let me spend time or your dad didn't let me spend time because I didn't have the money. You don't want that to be said because children, they learn very quickly who was there for them and who wasn't there for them. So you don't have to say anything. With my children, I didn't have to say anything. When they became older, they knew if their dad was there or if he wasn't there. They knew that. I didn't have to say anything. So you don't have to be the referee of the time spent. You don't have to do that because the kids will very quickly know who's there and who's not there for them. Like I said, um, it's two separate issues. And if you come in between, you'll be like alienating the parent from their child. And that's something that you don't want to do because the child has a right to have their parent. That's their right to have their parent in their life. And if the child wants their parent in their life and the parent wants to be in their life, then it is your job as the other parent to let them. Now, again, the court finances, that's a whole separate issue. And you go to court with that. That's why they have courts. That's why they have a judge and they have lawyers for that very issue. And so you need to make sure that you're not the one that's causing the alienation between the two kids. You are to foster a relationship because that's your job as a parent. I've talked to so many kids that said that they felt bad because they couldn't see their parent because their bio parent, whether it's the mom or the dad, wouldn't let them. Do you want your child to grow up thinking that you stop them from being a part of their life because of money? And I'm not trying to trivialize money, because I know you need money to survive and to take care of your child. But the most important thing is to foster that relationship with them. And there are different ways that you can do it. You don't have to, every time they have something, you got to call the other parent and say, hey, they're having a sports, they're having this, they're having that. That's not your job. But what you can do is at the beginning of the season, give them a copy of the schedule. Give them a screenshot of the schedule. Now it's up to them to keep it. It's up to them to keep up with it. You don't have to be their secretary and keep reminding them. And if they, for their birthday, they know when their child was born. You give them an invitation, say, hey, this is when they're going to have their birthday. It's up to them. You don't have to keep chasing them down to have them to want to come. Now, if you're doing that, then I would say stop doing that, because that's not your job. But as a parent, yeah, to go ahead and let them know that this is what the child is doing. Now, if they're going to come and cause problems or be drunk or, inebriated or anything like that, well, no, you don't want that. Use some common sense. If they're coming, is it going to be more of a hindrance than a help? Is the occasion going to be a happy occasion, or it's not going to be a happy occasion? And so you have the right to kind of look at the situation and decide from that angle. And also, you can give them their teacher's name. They can go up to the school and find out what's going on with the kids. But I'm talking about withholding things from them because they haven't paid child support. Withholding the teacher's name, not putting their name on the list, the school list as a parent that can come see their child. Doing all those things to try to get back at them. You don't want to be that type of parent. You want to be the parent, like I said, that fosters the relationship. Now it's up to them what they want to do. You're opening the door for them, and it's up to them to walk through the door. So I just wanted to just kind of talk about that a little bit, because I see too many times people are arguing over that, and it's really two separate issues. The issue of child support and the issue of fostering a relationship with their child. You want what's best for your child. And too quickly, those years are going to be gone. Those middle school, those high school years, those young years, they're going to be gone. And then you'll have an adult on your hand. And you don't ever want it to be said that you stopped that child from seeing their parent. That's one of the things that I take comfort in, is knowing that I kept that door open. I kept that door open. Now, it was up to him if he wanted to walk through it or not. But you don't want to have any regrets of, I could have did this, and maybe if I did this, then this would have happened. No. Foster that relationship, and your kids will love you for it, and you'll have peace of mind about it. Let's keep this conversation going. So you, as a parent, if you have had this situation, you've ran into, what have you done to foster that communication with your child's father or your child's mother? And if you think that I'm wrong, I'd love to hear that too. And here's another video that's going to help you on that journey to being that awesome parent that I know that you are.